Hey guys, it's PoetryStud, and welcome to another episode of Poetic Rants. Today we have some very special guests joining us. It's my stepbrother, who will be known as Dung Beetle, or he requested to actually be called Poopy, which is he's a comical fellow. So I hope you guys don't mind.
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
I think he's actually getting talked to by from his wife right now, my sister-in-law. So
I'm off. The name's Poopy, if you didn't know. But you can call me Poopy Bud, Poopy Cereal.
And also here we have Sheikh Zola, and
the Mike Rolla.
It's gonna take all my will strength to not call you guys by your real names. So I will try not to do that.
I don't want people knowing that on the internet.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, it took my 5 viewers to know that. Anyways, so let's go ahead and the topic we're discussing today. My friends here, they're a little bit older than me. My guests on the show today, which is why one reason why I think they might have different opinions on what we're going to be talking about today, which is Star Wars. So we're going to be talking about the new movie coming out, and more specifically the prequels and. Yeah, and if we think that the new movie will live up to... Well, but we have to include about the new movie, It's coming out soon. Come on, Sheikh Zola.
Yeah. Okay, dude, I'm just trying to stay focused, figuring out, what the main topic is.
So yeah, so real quick, guys, tell me about yourselves real quick, just, 20 seconds.
I'm Sheikh Zola. I like to get paid, get laid, and have a good time.
Okay.
That's pretty much my deal.
And Poopy?
And by the way, I have a Wii U that I'm unable to use right now because it has, doesn't have sufficient memory, and it can't even doesn't even have space for the newest update. So I have a useless system. And I have a few games that I can play on this desktop here, but I can only play them at low quality. So I'm just I'm in a gaming purgatory right now, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. All right. So Dung Beetle, otherwise known as Poopy. What is who are you?
Wait, what's so funny?
I just that name is amusing to me.
Yeah. Pretty much same stuff Sheikh Zola said,
Yeah. Yeah. Also, guys, in the background right now we have some agar.io playing. It's just a really weird, goofy game. It has no purpose, but you should check it out. Anyways, is that you? Is that you, Poopy? I see you, I think, in the game. There's someone named Poopy Butt. Anyways, all right, we're getting off topic. We haven't even started.
Dude, what is he talking about?
So, Anyways, guys, our topic today is going to be Star Wars, the prequels, and so first off, I want to say what are your guys' views on the prequels? Tell me a little bit about that.
I felt like the prequels had no original characters.
Okay,
dude, Poopy Butt, I'm talking. If you don't notice, I started talking a second before you, so don't interrupt. Okay, sorry guys, sorry. I've had a pretty stressful day, the girls and stuff. So.
Okay, continue.
And Poopy Butt just walked right in, dude. You gonna apologize?
All right, well, we'll continue
what you're saying.
Nice what you were saying about the prequels.
Okay, so I feel like they had no real original characters. And George Lucas acted like he had never actually lived, a moment of real life because he had such terrible, unrealistic dialogue. And that was my opinion on the prequels. And I feel like if you enjoy them, then you're either 7 years old or you have a mental disorder. I don't know, your pick.
So with me, I personally thought they were decent. I did not like them as much as the originals, but I thought they were good. And so... I think the difference is in just the generational difference. You guys are both about 7 years older than me, right? That's not about right. 7 or 8 years older than me.
But that's like saying that the original Star Wars movies would be good for someone who's a generation above me, but then I would automatically think they're terrible because I'm younger.
No, but I think the thing is though, I saw I saw the prequels when I was a kid still.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
So,
me too,
so
actually.
I was, but you were like a teenager. You were like 13, 14, right?
Actually, I wasn't. They came out in 1999. I was 10 years old. Actually, might have been
Well,
9 years old.
but that's like the first one. But like, what about like episode 3? That came out in like 2000.
It came out like 4 years later, though, didn't it?
Exactly. So you were like 14 by the end of that.
Well, I thought episode 3 was badass at the time because it had like a darker tone, and then like when I when I was like 21, I realized, oh man, just because something is dark doesn't mean it's good. Kind of like
Okay.
like I might have thought Yu Yu Hakusho was cooler than Dragon Ball Z when I was 14 because I was like, oh man, it's bloodier, has darker villains. Like no, it doesn't really have much to do with it. So that's how my taste changed. Although I still think episode 3 was probably the best out of the 3. I mean, at least, well, I'm trying really hard to think of redeemable qualities that it has, but I'll have to get back to you on that.
I think my like advanced media arts teacher, he kind of like told us one time his views on it. He kind of told us how he didn't like the prequels, and then when he saw the third one, he was like, "Oh, this is actually pretty good." And then when it got to the end and everything started going wrong and everything was like going to hell in a handbasket, then he was like, "Oh, this gives me a little bit of vibes of like the originals." And then he said that then like it got to the scene where Padme dies, and then there was like that weird robot that goes like, "She died of a broken heart," and then he said that just like he was just like, "No, I'm done," and he left.
And that's why George Lucas apparently doesn't exist in reality. He's just in some fantasy realm where nothing makes any sense whatsoever, and that's why I'm glad he's not working on Force Awakens. Because he just lost it a long time ago, kind of like Poopy Butt over there.
Yeah, and so let's take this to The Force Awakens. Like, 2010 comes around, and Disney buys the rights to Star Wars. And
was that 2010?
Yeah, it was like 2010, 2011. I think it was that old, that long ago that they bought the rights. 5 years now, and they bought the rights to Star Wars from George Lucas, and they planned the production of 3 new Star Wars movies. Like, this is actually a whole new trilogy coming out. It's not just one new movie. And there's going to be 7, 8, and 9. One interesting side point that's not really that relevant to the whole main discussion is that they're actually coming out with spin-offs of like Star Wars, which I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, I wonder how Poopy Butt feels about it.
I just like that one part where Anakin like kills all the little kids. He's like, "Hey guys," and he like whips out his lightsaber.
Yeah, that's.
The little kids are like, "What are you doing, Anakin?" And he's like, "I'll show you my lightsaber, all right." And he's like,
See, like my
Then he takes the kids' heads off. Does that actually happen?
Yeah, it was really
details.
cool. Yeah,
I showed.
It's more graphic in the book.
So I showed my girlfriend the movies, right? And then we got to that part, and I was like, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, no!" It was kind of funny.
The little kid was like, "It's Anakin."
Yeah,
you know how I like if you wanted to compare it to modern day times, it's like LeBron James comes up to like these little kids playing basketball, and he just starts dunking on them, like he just starts like knocking them down. And
worse than
like,
that, it's like he shoves them.
Kid.
It's terrible.
That's how I compared it to like real life,
I think
I
that
thought it was pretty cool.
I mean, it's good for movie having real life applications. I think kids
that
can learn more from that.
I think that was an interesting part where it kind of brings up that point that you said that it's dark, but it's not necessarily better because that's a really dark part.
I didn't really think it was dark. I thought it was like more comedic than anything the way it was presented.
You thought it was comedic.
Like he came up to the kids and he was like smiling. He was like, "What's up,
Yeah.
kids?" And
And it's true. They like asked him. They were like,
out his lightsaber.
They asked him. They're like, "What should we do, Master Anakin?"
And he's like, "You should die, you little whores." And then he takes them out.
"Let me show you my lightsaber." And they're like, "All right." And then
I think you might be exaggerating the emotions at stake here.
It's more graphic in the book, so I mean.
They had to censor part of the movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Because there were
they had to
bugs.
make it PG-13. Yeah.
Did the books come out before the movies or after?
I think it was before, right?
Are you sure? The prequels did, or the originals came out before as well?
You just trust me. It was a good scene.
Okay, I'll trust you. And, I had another point to bring up. Well, just like in general.
Wait. Can I add one more thing?
Yes.
Can I add one more thing? This is about the original. I kind of feel like it's ahead of its time because it speaks to America about Anakin. He grew up without a mom or a dad, and that's just the way America is nowadays. You don't know who your dad is.
They're not living the American dream. They are not living the dream, guys.
They gotta go on Mari to find out who their dad is, and it's complicated, and it's just as complicated in galaxies far away.
Then they get their arms and legs cut off on Mustafar and stuff.
What do you mean?
Anyways,
what do you mean?
I wanted to ask just in general. I wanted to ask you in general. What do you guys think? Do you guys just think it's good that they're bringing back Star Wars after the prequels were looked upon too favorably by the diehard Star Wars community? Do you think it's good that they're bringing back Star Wars at all? Do you think that
I just hope they finally give the black guy a lightsaber for once, I'm tired of him riding cockpit, give him a lightsaber, show him the Force.
Dude, you don't remember Samuel L. Jackson having that lightsaber, swinging it like crazy in episode 3?
Yeah, he had a purple lightsaber. Cool. That was actually
remember his great personality?
Oh, yeah. Remember when he died? He's like, "I'm tired of these mother effing sit on my council," and then Anakin kills him.
Yeah, he was flying out the window into space.
And he's like, "This is a tasty lightsaber," and then Anakin just comes out of nowhere and just finishes him off.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Does Anakin tell him beforehand, "I'm gonna show you my lightsaber," and then he kills him?
Because remember, Emperor Palpatine was zapping him.
Yeah.
True.
And he's like, "Anakin, you gotta save me." And Anakin just gives him the smile. He's like, "I'll save you, all right." And then he whips out his lightsaber, and then he kills him.
Yeah, I think that was the turning point where before
he cuts off his hands too.
Wasn't that when he became Darth Vader? Right after that was when he was christened Darth Vader by the Emperor.
Oh, interesting fact. In the books, he wasn't actually black. The Windu, he was actually white, but they made him black to appeal more to the black audience in America.
I see.
Well, I think they wanted to spell that whole white privilege thing, with redesigning the character.
If you look back at the original Star Wars, there was no black Jedi, but then 30 years later, the new movies come out, they have to throw in some black Jedi or else they're not going to make as much money.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Samuel L. Jackson is the number one, black Jedi.
Well, he's the face of Black America, essentially. Samuel L. Jackson. He's got the charisma for it. He's got the look. Mm-hmm. You remember he even did that Obama campaign video.
What I heard is that Morgan Freeman's going to be the new Yoda in the new movies.
I don't.
Oh, that'd be a perfect fit.
I don't think that's true.
He's gonna be the same species, but he's gonna have a darker skin.
Are you serious? He's gonna be. I think you're making this up.
Nah, man.
I know you, dung beetle / poopy butt / whatever you want to be called.
Dude, I read it on a forum. All right, man.
Yeah, on the internet, the most reliable of sources. No,
how do you think people get their papers done, man? Wikipedia and Galileo. That's how it works.
Well, anyways, we have a couple more minutes. So, I I will say that, like, J.J. Abrams, he's the director, you know? And he's the one who's done, like, he's pretty much run the whole show, it seems. And he's a pretty good director. I think he's pretty good. Like, I know a little bit about film.
Did he... Wait. Abrams, did he do, he did Howl's Moving Castle, right?
I do not know. I know he did the Star Treks, the new Star Treks.
I think he did. Poopy, but you gotta back me up on this one. Did he,
Yeah,
he was involved with that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
What do you guys think of his editing skill? Do you think he's pretty good?
I think his animation is top notch.
Yeah, I personally think he has a good eye for story, and I think he also has a good eye for animation. And so that's why I'm hoping that I'm hoping that he'll actually be a good candidate, like a good person to have directing the new Star Wars. I think that if anyone can like do a turnaround after the prequels, it could be him. So that's one thing I will say. So,
are they gonna bring back Hayden Christensen as Anakin?
Well, I mean,
dude, he's Darth Vader. Darth Vader's dead.
Okay, well, his real name's Anakin. Remember, Darth Vader was redeemed, and he transformed back into Anakin. Remember, they took off the mask. It was only the most important scene of the original trilogy.
Yeah, he's still
Jeez,
dead,
dude, why are we even talking about Star Wars? You don't even know the end scene.
Dude, he died.
Okay, yeah,
at
for
the end of the movie,
he brought
you saw
balance
his
to the
ghost.
Force.
Yeah, well, you saw.
Remember,
his
he
ghost
brought balance to
dead.
it by killing the Emperor. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
It's part of the prophecy from episode 1, which was actually terribly done. You don't even know where the prophecy came from. It's just like, oh, the prophecy. Like, well, what the hell prophecy are you talking about?
Yeah, well...
Yeah, did he say it like that?
Like I said, I do think that there's hope that, like, although it may be questionable if it was a good idea to bring back Star Wars at all after the prequels, maybe, like, it might make people angry that they're trying to bring it back, but I do think that if J.J. Abrams is able to pull it off and make it good, I think it'll give people a lot of faith that they kind of lost. So I think there's a hope for that.
I just hope they bring Jar Jar Binks back, you know? I hope they bring Jar Jar Binks back.
I don't think Jar Jar Binks is gonna... I don't think Jar Jar Binks is going to be in the new Star Wars.
Like, what if he had the Force? He would be like, me, I like the Force. You know, and he'd like whip out his
dude, that would be hilarious.
I don't think
he could be like the comedic relief, but like with the Force.
Yeah.
I think he was already
imagine like
dead.
The new trailer, like The Force Awakens, you just like see Jar Jar Binks like, you know, unveil his hood, and he's like, "It's a me, Jar Jar Binks."
Misa like the Force. Misa kill you, Vader.
Oh man, that'd be perfect. Like he'd be great with the kids too, you know. So he'd help them learn the Force.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well,
I think we teacher because the kids could relate to him better. You know, I mean that's a good way of putting it. But like speaking of, you know, wait, okay, PoetryStud, I gotta let you know, like, we're talking about these reboots of series and like whether or not we want to bring these series back. Like, you think about like series like Pokemon, they're still popular in Japan, right? They've got nearly 500 episodes set up. What if we rebooted that like as a live action movie and we had like Michael Bay direct it? Like, what do you think that would do for America?
A Michael Bay directed Pokemon movie. That's interesting. Well, I don't know.
And then like they could have Misty like do the fan service, like standing over the car or whatever, and Ash would be like, "Oh, you can train my Pikachu anytime. Want my Pokeballs?" And like he drops his Pokeballs and she reaches down to like grab them. There's like a big shot of her, you know, cleave and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that'd be really good.
It's interesting.
Like a live action flick.
Yeah. Well,
like, what do you think, Poopy Butt?
I don't really like Misty. She's kind of annoying, you know.
Well, we're almost out of time, guys. So I think we better wrap this up soon. So just put in a
like. Wasn't she one of like the trainers for like one of the gyms, and then she's like abandoned her gym basically? She's kind of a quitter, you know.
Yeah, because she wanted to have an adventure, man. It was like, you know, when Adam and Eve wanted to get out of the Garden of Eden.
Yeah,
it was kind of
when you have a responsibility, you got to stick with it, you know? You just can't be like, okay, I
thought that added, you know, issues with her character, personally. I thought it made her more dynamic, you know, as opposed to, like, some of the static characters you have, like Brock. You know, Brock, he's like, I want to be a Pokemon breeder. You know, like what's so interesting about that?
I mean? He's like, you know what I mean by breeding, right? And then he would like never open his eyes. So like you weren't sure what he was talking about.
Right.
Oh man, well he was like a mysterious character, I think.
All right, guys, we're really out of time, so I gotta wrap it up.
Most relatable.
I
felt like he was the most relatable.
I gotta wrap it up.
Yeah, me too.
I don't want.
Like if I could relate to anybody,
long.
it'd probably be Brock.
Right,
well,
guys,
I mean, Brock. Let's look at his character.
Guys, hello.
Okay,
PoetryStud
PoetryStud. I'm stating an opinion real quick. All right.
Well, I gotta
this
go,
is like
man.
the final thoughts.
Yes,
this is like
final
the wrap
thought.
up. Let's hear.
Yeah.
Know, give it to us. Give it to us, Shake.
Okay, so Brock. Let's look at his character. You know, his dad like abandoned their whole family. And I mean, you just imagine like the issues that Brock must have with like his family situation, kind of sort of what you were talking about, the poopy butt, like with, you know, with America, like how we're being raised without parents. You know, it's just the whole culture's changing. So why didn't they explore his issues more? You know, that's all I'm asking.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's a good question to pose to the viewers as we let them think about it. So, this has been another episode of Poetic Rants.
Wait. One final thought. Who do you think would win in a fight? If they had a rematch, you know, Pikachu versus Onyx. I mean, he kind of cheated because the sprinklers came on. You know?
Yeah, I agree. Like, you didn't have that option in the games.
You know, they should have had a rematch. Like, that was... He won because, like, there was a... Like, he basically abused the arena to his advantage.
Yeah.
And then Brock was like, well, you have a love for Pokemon, so I guess you should get the badge. That's like saying, because I love America, I should be president. Like, it's just stupid.
Yeah.
You know, like, I feel like they should have redone that. Maybe in the Michael Bay movie, they could do, like, a more realistic showing of that battle.
Like,
that's
like the Rock's crushed the mouse. He's like, "Bee!" And, like, the Rock just, like, breaks his back.
Oh, my God.
Pikachu's, like, bleeding everywhere.
And then an explosion.
Oh, man.
And then an explosion.
Like, the rocks are just, like, grinding on his, you know, his skeleton. Yeah. That'd be sweet.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Right. Well, anyways,
he
guys.
To, like, electrocute the Rock, and Onyx is just, like, laughing.
Okay, I really need to end it here, guys. I can't keep it going on any longer. So, you guys ready to wrap this up?
Onyx. Yeah, you can wrap it up.
Alright, so, this has been another episode of Poetic Rants with PoetryStud here, and with my new guest, Dung Beetle and Shake Zola. So hopefully I'll have them back on. Maybe we'll record some gameplay together. But until next time, say goodbye, guys. It was fun having you.
Hey, subscribe, guys. Okay, I gotta
just give
do
it a
one
like.
last word.
Just give it a like. You know?
Yeah, give it a like, give it a subscribe. Like this PoetryStud,
Invite
he
your
knows
friends.
his crap. He knows his stuff.
Friends. He's like the #1 stud when it comes to poetry.
Yeah, exactly. But
Dude,
anyway,
we call
so
him
that's
the stud dragon when we play tennis. I'm not joking.
that's gonna be all for today. So until next time, guys, I'll see you. Go check out the rest of my Poetic Rants videos, and until next time, goodbye.